All right. Good afternoon. My name is Doug Carter, and this is my video that I'm trying to post for Liberty Class 702. I don't know about the rest of you, but this is a challenge in and of itself. So I apologize. I've had a little cold going on for the last 2 weeks, so hopefully I'm not too froggy. The topic I picked was the response of the German churches to Nazi Germany from 1933 to 1945. And one of the lingering questions that um, historians have, and a lot of people within church history, is the response of Christians in Germany to the rise of the Nazi Party and how they responded to that. And there's been a lot of scholarship that has developed in the last 30 years or more regarding this topic. Initially, after the war, there was kind of a rush to sort of wash over all of the responses of how the church had responded. But as scholars kind of looked into not only the sociological and other reasons, they found some things that were pretty disturbing and alarming and didn't kind of fit in with the traditional views of the persecuted church, so to speak. So, one of the first books that I came across was by Christopher Browning that's entitled Ordinary Men. And one of the interesting things about this is how Browning explores the fact that it wasn't, the Nazis, it wasn't, these evil monster people that no one knew about, but in fact, with the police battalion that carried out this particular part of the Holocaust, it was people that were everyday citizens, uh, policemen, community leaders in various cities and towns. This really kind of goes against the idea that it was, the Nazis instead of just average German people. And realizing that over 95% of Germans at the time the Nazis came to power, listed themselves as either Protestant or Roman Catholic. There wasn't much other religious views other than those who claimed to be following the teachings of Christ. So another book on that same line is Father Du Bois' book about the Holocaust by bullets, which kind of reinforces Browning's whole thesis about the idea that it was the average German citizens and people that were a part of the German society as a whole that were actually the perpetrators of the Holocaust. So it's people like Doris Bergen, as an example, others who have kind of explored a little bit more about the response of the Christian churches, divided, of course, into Protestant and Roman Catholic groups as a whole, and then sort of exploring both of that. There's people that on the Roman Catholic side that take great issue with Pope Pius and his response, some who castigate him, others who, even Golda Meir being one who commended him for his actions. But that's kind of a lingering issue of what the Pope did and what he did not do and what he should have and should not have done. And then, of course, on the Protestant side, Karl Barth, other great theologians of that time. Again, initially, there's a lot of support given to the churchmen and church leaders because, honestly, their opposition to the Nazis early on was more in terms of their opposition to putting together one national church. It wasn't so much there was a pushback toward the anti-Semitism, even though that did eventually erupt, and even though there are literally hundreds, I would say, stories of Christian Protestants that hid Jews and did their best to help Jewish people escape Nazi Germany. Of course, Oskar Schindler being in the famous movie Schindler's List being one example of that. But in the end, there's a great opportunity to explain the cultural phenomenon that happened, and also to kind of push back and explore of what has been said and taught about the response of the German churches and German people with the rise of the Nazi Party. So that's my intention, and I hope that this video works out. Now I'm going to try to upload it.